Rust just made JavaScript's Markdown pipeline obsolete inside a point release, buried in 2 config lines. The framework you're deploying next week runs on a different engine than the one you tested last month. Per Astro's 6.4 release notes, the Astro docs site dropped over a minute off its build time. This release knows exactly where it's going. If you're building a content site, a blog, docs, a marketing page, your build time is your iteration speed. 60 seconds. That's the difference between deploying 6 times a day and going to get coffee instead. If you're deploying to Cloudflare workers, this release also wires up the full binding layer in a single call. Astro's Markdown pipeline has always run on Unified, the remark, rehype, and friends ecosystem. Thousands of plugins, years of momentum. It's a JavaScript pipeline, which means it has a ceiling, CPU-bound, single-threaded. On large doc sites, build times hit minutes. That ceiling is already visible. 6.4 adds a Markdown processor config option that lets you swap the entire pipeline. The default is still unified, so nothing breaks, your remark and rehype plugins keep working, but now they're configured directly on the processor object instead of scattered across top-level Markdown config keys. The old top-level options, Markdown, remark plugins, remark rehype, GFM, smartapants, they still work, but they are now deprecated, and they disappear in Astro 8. 6.4 also ships at Astro/Markdown Sätteri, a new processor built on Sätteri, a Markdown and MDX pipeline written in Rust. For the 6.4 release notes, both the Astro docs site and the Cloudflare docs site shaved over a minute off build time. A minute is a different category of improvement, not a footnote, not a rounding error. Sätteri implements many Markdown features, natively that previously required plugins, table of contents, GFM, directives. Stuff you were pulling in 3 separate NPM packages for is just there. The catch, Sätteri does not run remark or rehype plugins. Stay on Unified until your plugin list is short enough to audit in a day. Otherwise, you're looking at a migration sprint, not an afternoon. The Astro team was direct about the intent. Sätteri is the declared future default. They said it in the release notes. That is a roadmap. To try it now, npm install at Astro/Markdown Sätteri, import Sätteri from that package, and set it as your processor. 2 lines of config change. The other major piece of this release is the CF, helper for Cloudflare's experimental advanced routing. One call wires up KV session bindings, static asset serving, and locals. CF context. Client address, wait until, and pre-rendered error pages each inject automatically. The full binding surface collapsed to one import. If you're using Hono instead of a raw fetch handler, there's a separate import at Astrod/Cloudflare/Hono, and CF drops in as middleware. You add 1 line and the Cloudflare layer is wired. What the release excitement leaves out, migrating a production docs site to Sätteri right now means auditing every plugin you depend on. If you rely on math rendering or custom slug plugins, Sätteri will cost you a sprint, not an afternoon. The pluggable API buys time. This is the Astro team doing the migration correctly. Astro just chose Rust and gave you the escape hatch before the floor drops. The Rust migration already happened. You have until Astro 8 to notice. This has been Runtime. Start your audit before Astro 8 makes it urgent.